Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Do you want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey? I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you, and anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links in the description box below. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that, today we are asking what is blocking my manifestation. This was a channeled message to me during a meditation, and I thought, yeah, that's great. I'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to get into that. Let me hop to your prayer and we will go ahead and get this party started. Today I am going to be using The Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krans. Kind of been really digging these cards lately, so we're just gonna, see what they have to bring today. All right. My beloved sources, prayers for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for the entire time or for just a moment, that I ask that you remind us that we are all worthy of what it is that we are manifesting, and that sometimes, really, we just need to get out of our own ways. We can be our own worst enemies without even realizing it, because we're stuck on what's going on around us, outside of us, things that have nothing to do with us. And it's so much easier to get caught up in the world out there than it is to focus on the world that's within, where real manifestation happens. It's all about how we feel and where we're aligned and what we've let go of. We have to trust this process and have faith in what is to come. But sometimes it's really easy for us humans to lose that. To wonder, are we capable of really truly manifesting a different life than what we've had before? Are we truly able to manifest the benefits and the abundance that we've been asking for? The love that we've desired ever since we were little, or since we can remember? And today I ask that you remind each and every person that's here that they are capable and worthy of those very things that they ask for. And that ultimately, they feel disconnected from themselves, that to bring this manifestation into this physical realm can be nearly impossible, but that the steps to getting there are simple, and that we can reconnect with our truth, with who we are, to help ourselves bring that through. I ask that you give clear, concise signs, images, and messages today. As these words are spoken, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get this set up over here. All right. Possibly. There we go. Okay, so I've already shuffled these. They are very hard for me to handle, but I'm going to do my best because I have small hands and these cards are pretty massive, but let's go ahead and get with it. So source for pile number 1, what archetype oracle card will help us better understand what is blocking pile number 1's manifestation? What is blocking pile number 1's manifestation? What oracle card will help us better understand what is blocking pile number 1's manifestation? Okay, thank you. All right, and source for pile number 2. What archetype oracle card will help us better understand what is blocking pile number 2's manifestation? Let me take off my rings. Maybe that'll help. What is blocking pile number 2's manifestation? Okay, thank you. And source for pile number 3, what archetype oracle card will help us better understand what is blocking pile number 3's manifestation? What is blocking pile number 3's manifestation? What is blocking pile number 3's manifestation? Okay, it was... Oh, that one. Okay, thank you. Okay, on the bottom we have the mentor with number 6 and the owl with wisdom, but this feels like there's something here. It's been blocking you, but you're actually overcoming it, right? It's like burning away. And it's been like, this is something that's had your attention for a very long time. And it's only when you began to see this from a different perspective or from a different view that you were able to actually see that this didn't have control over you. This could have been guidance from a guide, from your ancestors, from source, from your higher self, but it feels like finding that balance once again and realizing like, I can overcome this. I can do hard things. I can let these things go. Okay. Let me get these set up. And today we have pick your seashells. So I got these beautiful new seashells. I have a ton of them. But these are the 3 that I chose for today. Make sure that we're in camera frame here. All right. For pile number 1, and I don't know what these shells are called, but if you do, you're more than welcome to let me know. I appreciate it. And just put what pile they are. But this is the seashell that we have for pile number 1. Okay. For pile number 2, this is the seashell we have for you. Okay. And for pile number 3, this is the seashell we have for you. Okay. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I'll see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful seashell, my fingers are wet. I just took a drink of water. Fitting for the seashell, right? Or if you were drawn to this card here, then this is going to be a reading on what is blocking your manifestation. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. Truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is it that is blocking pile number 1's manifestation, source. What is blocking pile number 1's manifestation? What would you like us to know? What is blocking pile number 1's manifestation, source? Whoa, I'm so glad that was there. Okay, so we've got the 4th house, Pluto, and Virgo energy coming in here. Childhood wounds, the roots. Reconnecting with the truth of yourself, the vitality within is what I just heard. Yeah, okay. So let me get this set up here. We're going to tap into this energy real quick. All right, there we go. Yeah, this is interesting energy because it's like this is something that has happened with your childhood where you grew up. Things that were maybe the mother wound or a disconnected inner child, like feeling like you cannot connect with the inner child within, not allowing yourself to have fun or to be free or to be goofy or to be, fun loving with yourself. Even I do feel like there's a sense of harshness that's coming through, that you are very much a perfectionist. Everything has to be done to a very difficult standard, and that it's hard for you to put out anything less than perfect. Like if I sign my name on something that isn't perfect, I'm somehow doing myself a disservice. And even though you maybe have had to extend deadlines, or you've had to ask for extensions, or you've had to really force yourself into getting less sleep just so that you can perfect whatever this is, it's created a lot of weight on your shoulders. And the main thing that's blocking this is recognizing that you're a human that makes mistakes and is imperfect and flawed. And to try to be a flawed human, to present something that is perfect, is impossible, because there will always be something that you can tweak to make it what you might see as better than what it is. And for you, Pile One, I feel like Source's main message here is that completed is far more impressive than perfect. And that might be something that is very difficult, or has been very difficult for you to grasp onto, because maybe you were in a family situation where if you didn't bring home straight A's, or if you didn't make a perfect project, like the family really looked at it as, this is a reflection on our last name, this is a reflection on our legacy, and they put this ridiculous weight, because that's a ridiculous weight to put on a child anyways, right? And it's a family curse. That's something that gets carried down by generations. And maybe they never said it out right, but they made you feel like this was your responsibility to somehow fix the family lineage by being this perfect textbook picture child and teenager and adult. And it's like, now in life, it's like nothing can be good unless it's a product of perfection. But how do I get perfection when I always see the flaws? And that's what's asking to be transformed here, especially with Pluto coming in. This is something that really has cut deep. Okay, this is a very deep subconscious wound that's coming to the surface, that's being asked to transform. But through this, a new beginning opens up, and it allows you to humble yourself into knowing that it's okay that I'm flawed. It's okay that I'm imperfect. It's okay that I am exactly as I am, which allows you to relinquish that control and to live a lot more in the present moment. And so there's this fear of being inadequate that's coming out very strongly here. And I feel like you're not the only one. There's definitely quite a few Pile Ones here. I can feel it. Like, it's just this energy that's coming through. You're not the only one that has dealt with this. This is a very common belief that comes up. We've been put into a lot of pressured situations, a lot of very stressful situations, and it seems like the only time we got praise was when we did the best of the best of the best, and anything that was less than that was just overlooked, or we were ridiculed, or we were punished because it wasn't what someone else deemed as 100%, even though it was 100% of what you had. And that's an unfair situation. At its core, that's a very unfair situation. It's very difficult for you to nurture yourself. It's very difficult for you to find places of self-love. And I feel like it's even very difficult for you to, like, if you're manifesting love, this is one of the examples that's coming through here, Pile One. If you're manifesting love, it might be very difficult for you to see that you're worthy of the love that you desire, because you only see the flaws within yourself, and you have a hard time accepting that there could potentially be anything that's good, and that feeling actually erupts out into everything that you do. So it's like, if you are turning a corner and you accidentally hit the curb with your back tire, like that's going to make your whole day a bad day, because it's like, oh, I didn't execute that turn perfect and I should have, because I know better. Not that you were just having an off day. Like, you know, everybody has an off day. And I feel like that's what Source is trying to remind you. Like, I never intended for you to go and be this perfect individual, because there's beauty in the imperfections. But I understand where it's also incredibly difficult for you to see the beauty in the imperfections when it feels like all the flaws of your life have been put on blast and ridiculed and executed in a way that have made you feel worthless. Source, what else would you like to say? What is blocking? Okay. Wow, family. Yeah, okay, so these two coming out right away. This is like interesting, because the Judgment card here in this position is talking about, it's like family afraid of their dirty laundry getting aired out, right? Like secrets that have been revealed. Like, don't reveal our secrets. Don't say how we really feel. Don't actually bring that out to blast. Like, we can't pass that energy on. We can't pass that information on, because if people recognize that we're not perfect, then what are we? You know, this is almost like entitlement. Like, we're entitled to be perfect. But you see here with the Knight of Wands, it's like we need to move away from this. We need to let things fall as they may, so that way then you can let yourself come into a much more peaceful place. I feel like maybe peace is something that eludes you quite a lot, and it's something that it's like baffling when you see people who are at peace. You're like, how does that even work? And I feel like you're always on the go, always stressing out, always worried about how this is going to be perceived, always worried about how people are going to take this, or, you know, how worried about how this is going to affect your image. And maybe it's not people, but maybe it's just the things that you turn in, like especially for things for work. And there's something here about taking action, but heeding the call. So if there's something that you want to do, like that's art or that has so much room for error, you might not have gone towards it because there's so much room for error. And that is just stressful in and of itself. And what Source is pointing out here is that it's time for you to pick up something where you can choose to make mistakes just for the sake of making mistakes, like learning how to draw or learning to play an instrument or learning how to do something where mistakes are inevitable. Maybe learning a new language. You know, I feel like you don't remember what it is to make mistakes because you're in a place of always trying to be without mistakes. Yeah, okay, so we've got the Three of Swords on the reverse on the bottom. It's like, yeah, look at this, with the King of Coins in the reverse on the bottom and the Five of Cups. So there's always someone wanting to hear your story, wanting to hear what's going on. This could be someone that you're connected with that is family. This could be friends. This could be someone that's been in your life for a long time. But with the Five of Cups in the reverse, we're talking about someone who's incredibly nosy. And it's like that nosiness is creating a lot of stress, a lot of feelings of disconnection with self. And it's like always having to live up to this idea that actually isn't even a stable idea. With the King of Coins in the reverse here, it's a very unstable belief pattern because it creates this image of taking a step forward while taking 20 steps back. It's like, if that was your whole life, you would have never made any progress. And I do feel like, Pile 1, there's parts of you that feel like you've never made any progress. Like, how could I have made any progress? But look at the things that you can already do. Like, what is your job that you're so good at? Like, what is the thing that you're so good at? Are you good at being a parent? Are you good at being a executive? Are you good at being a boss? Are you good at playing an instrument? Are you good at singing? Whatever it is that you're good at, right? And looking at that and like saying, if you had never made any progress, how would you be good at this thing? Right? And it's just looking at it from this logical place. But Source is trying to point out here that there's someone here who's definitely gone out of their way to make you feel like you'll never have any sense of success in your life because you'll never be good enough. Or it's just a belief system that's been passed on through family lineage because it's what everyone prior to, you know, like your parents expected that of you, their parents expected that of them. and so on and so forth. And so there's this like constant battle that's going on, right? And it's showing here there's just a limited outlook, a dissatisfaction with what one already has, disregard of the good things in the present situation, not seeing that things being completed is a good thing because you're always seeing what needs to be done as more. Yeah. Oof. Okay. So we've got the Queen of Wands here. Someone who has a problem with authority, someone who is very, almost aggressive in a way, a bit of a bully, manipulative, overwhelming type of energy here, right? They're very intimidating, very menacing. Okay, they've got problems. This is, again, problems with the mother figure, fear of the feminine power, always in that masculine energy, hoping and praying. So there's somebody here, maybe you had a mother that was very masculine by nature and she expected you to be the perfect child at all cost to you, because it affected her image. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you had a narcissistic mother and you become an extension of the narcissist. And again, I'm not here to diagnose anybody. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just going based on the energy. But it's like if you had a mother that was very manipulating, like you were the extension of her. And so anything that was your mistake became her mistake and thus became a reason for her to take that out on you. Yeah, I keep getting this weird energy in my chest. It's almost like I can't breathe. So it's like I feel like sometimes you may have panic attacks. And this is what Source is saying, like you don't feel strong enough or good enough to manifest what it is that you're asking for. It's like to ask yourself to see yourself as worthy is something that is very difficult because you only see yourself through the eyes of whoever this Queen of Wands is in the reverse. It's like you only see yourself as a problem or a burden or as not good enough or as, you know, a reflection of the family. It's like, even if I were to manifest what I want, like, how would my family take it? There's like this energy that's always a chip on the shoulder. Thank you, Source. Yeah, it's a chip on the shoulder. But you have this opportunity to temporarily stop so that you can change direction, to follow your urges and your passions, to let go of that fear. You're not a failure, okay? You've made a lot of decisions based on what someone else wanted for you in life, and that's what sources say. Like, it's hard for you to have the confidence in yourself right now because of always making these decisions based on whoever this person is. Even if this person isn't around in your life anymore, it's still a driving force. It's a subconscious wound, which we saw with the dice. It's this subconscious wound that is coming to the surface time and time again whenever it's triggered, and it's driving you to make decisions to walk away from things that would otherwise serve you, things that could otherwise give you a stable life, things that would give you confidence and clear feeling that you deserve good in life, and to move away from this idea that you're always moving backwards. This person felt that way, and they convinced you that you needed to feel that way. And so right now we see that there is healing of this very deep wound coming to the surface, and it's very scary, and they want you to know that that's okay. It's all right that it's scary. It's all right that it's overwhelming. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not wrong for feeling those things. You're not wrong for having that come forward. Is to deal with that for your whole life as a child. I can only imagine the heaviness of that put on you in your adult life, and the kinds of relationships that has had you manifest in your adult life. They've always been controlling relationships. And so the only thing that you had to control, pile one, was what it was that you put out there and signed your name to. And albeit if it wasn't perfect, what was the point? Because this is at least something that I feel like I have control over, so that I don't lose control based on these individuals who come in who are incredibly manipulative and incredibly overbearing, right? And so here we see this, there's a revelation that's coming, this enlightenment, your healing of this, either this family situation, this relationship, but these secrets are being revealed publicly, and you're recognizing that you get to open up to your spiritual self, your higher self, and that's what's coming through. And so this is what has been blocking your manifestation this whole time. It's been this relationship with someone who has seen you as an extension of themselves and has somewhere along the way convinced you, and that pattern was so deeply ingrained in you that it's been difficult for you to move away. It has been. Look, they're looking right at each other. It's like without knowing, it's like even though you've been doing this healing without knowing, this has still always been a driving effect in your life. And so as it comes to the surface and you finally face that part of yourself and say, I don't need this in my life. I don't have to be perfect. I can be who I am. I can let loose and be a hippie. Jeez, like that's what it really feels like. Just let yourself be free from this cage. You're going to feel a lot better, and that's going to open you up to feeling good enough to manifest what it is that you desire. It's not even this person anymore. It's just the effects. It's like the aftershock of what this person left in your life. And that's unfortunate, but it has also really shown you how strong you are, because you've been able to overcome this. You've been able to make it through this. And you have accomplished a lot. And I feel like for you, Pile 1, to see how much you've accomplished and to celebrate your wins will help you heal from this a lot faster as well. Because it's strange, but sometimes we need to reward ourselves for the good that we've done so that we can let go of the negative things that we've experienced. It's like replacing it with the good, right? It's like, okay, well, maybe they didn't think I was that accomplished, but that's not true. Like I own my own business, or I'm, making waves in my job, or I got a promotion, or I've changed who I am, or I don't see things the same way anymore. Even if it's as small as like, you decided to take on this hobby and this hobby has become something very important to you. These are things that are worth celebrating so that you can see the good in yourself. We have fixed energy here with Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. So this is something that I feel like coming through. It's like this is something that has persistently been a fixed symbol in your life, but also it's like now you're looking for stability and loyalty and dependability from self. And as you lean into yourself at this time, they're showing that you're going to be able to put up a very solid boundary when it comes to these types of energies, including the original perpetrator that this came from in your life. There's no like right or wrong to do this. You just have to choose what's right for you and follow that and know that it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. A good affirmation for you, Pile number 1, is to be like, I take imperfect action. Feel like just leaning into that helps you to open up to, I don't have to be this perfectionist anymore. We have the orange dragon here with brings soul families and communities together, spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. And I love that we have the orange dragon here. This dragon does not come out very often, but not only are we seeing soul tribe energy coming in here, we see the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra tells us that this is my right to feel. Okay, so how you feel about this situation is yours to feel, and that's okay. Right? It's okay to feel however you feel. If it makes you angry, then sit with your anger. If it makes you feel frustrated, sit with that frustration, but sit with it. Understand it. Let yourself feel into that. We have music harmony, which is coming out, which is going back to that idea. Like if you're playing an instrument, it's okay to make mistakes. Even musicians that have been playing instruments for years and years and years, they still make mistakes because that's what it is to be human. Right? We're gonna mess up. Like that's just how we're designed. It's okay because that's how we learn. We learn through our mistakes. It's a beautiful part of our growth. But opening up to that is what brings this sense of peace. It lets you let go of that tight hold, like the clouds above their head here. It lets you let go of the storm that's going on in the mind and open up to the idea of freeing yourself. It's almost like if you could do something where you could just make mistakes, to have a moment where you just make mistakes, like a kid that walks up to the piano and just like this on the piano. Like, I feel like that would be healing for you in such a way. And then to laugh about it, to laugh the whole time you're doing it. Because it's going to show you that it's okay to loosen up. Like, this mistake does not make you somebody. It doesn't make you anybody than other than who you are. It's just something that you do. And it's something that is okay. It's okay. I feel like that you just need to hear that. It's okay. Wow. We've got volcano with volatility coming out on the bottom. And this talks about being so angry. So angry. This is anger that just, it's like as soon as it bubbles out, it explodes. And this card is very unique because it talks about this is something that was predestined by source in order to help you relinquish the control that anger had on you, right? It's something that was set up in your path in order to help you let go of the pressure that's there. Okay, but there's a lot of hostility and anger and disconnection that's coming through here. And we see it's like, why did I have to go through all of this? Like, what did I do to deserve this? And it's not that you did anything to deserve this. It's just that the family you chose to be born into had a history of this, and you're now coming into awareness to heal that. And that's actually the biggest gift that you could ever ask for. Even if it doesn't feel like it, maybe it would have just been better to be unknowing about what was going on. But then there's that feeling of loneliness and distress that's always sitting there, in depression. And now you know that I have an opportunity that I can actually face this part of me, and I can face this wound that's been there, and I can heal it and let it go and free myself from it. And that's something that gives you power, and it gives you control over yourself, which is something that you might not have felt either in a long time or ever. Take the lead. Yep. Take the lead. This is yours to take. This is yours to do how you see fit. And I feel like when you step up and you say, I'm ready to let this go, you're going to get inspiration from source. You're going to know exactly what works for you, whether that's setting a boundary, whether that's taking on a new project, whether that is just messing up for the sake of messing up, whatever it is, you're going to be given that inspiration. Okay? This is about you opening up your heart to you. Not to anybody else, but to you. Watch your words. Parrot spirit, number 45. Yeah, this is like being kind to yourself. Life is not black and white. It's technicolor, and it's the whole grayscale, and it's everything in between. There is no, this is right and that is wrong. There's a whole spectrum that comes with that. And when you open up to that, you begin to see that it's like, wow, I've been putting myself into such a small box for so long. You're freeing yourself. Wow, freeing your inner child. Yes. We have number 8 here with stability and sea turtle. This is all about finding stability for you to be at peace. When you're at peace, this is when you're going to manifest what it is that you want. You see this little child here asleep on top of the sea turtle's back. It's like healing this inner child is something that is so vital to you. Having fun again. Being carefree. You might not even know what that is, pile number 1. You might not have ever had an opportunity to be carefree. In your whole life, you've always had to be someone or something that someone else told you had to be because of their image. So it's like letting yourself experience those carefree moments will put you into a higher vibration, which in those higher vibrations, we become aligned with our higher self. And that's what sets us up for allowing those manifestations. And I feel like you need to hear pile number 1. There's nothing you've done wrong. You've done everything to get your manifestations. There's nothing you've done wrong. You put so much pressure on yourself, and that pressure lowers your vibration. Okay? Wow. We've got wisdom with owl here. It's time for you to purify yourself. Okay? Come into this state of connection with oneness of who you are, and to spread your wings and fly. You are so much stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. It's like accepting yourself is something that might seem very foreign and difficult and hard because, well, how should I accept myself when it seems like no one else has? Well, if no one else has, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to accept yourself. And I know that's sometimes really hard because we see ourselves as a product of what others have seen us as, but maybe the people in your life right now don't actually see you the same way as this person did before. It's just that that's what you're so used to. It's just an automatic assumption that all these people are treating me this way, but it could just be that maybe because you push people away for fear of getting close, because you don't know how to get close to others, that everybody is reacting to that, right? And it's not your fault. That's not saying, oh my gosh, you need to get over it. You need to do it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's like if you stop and take a look, it's like, are there actually people who are treating you the same way? Or is it the fear of being treated this way that is creating repeat situations in your life right now that are triggering you to react and respond to certain triggers in ways that you would have when you were younger? And understanding that about yourself will help you to begin to heal in a very, very powerful emotionally way where you're never going to let anybody do that to you again. Okay? Determination. Face challenges with determination. You can achieve anything. It's been a long road. It's been a very long road. But you're going to get there. You're going to do what you need to do. Whoa, okay, I had a card. Hold on just a second. Let me grab that card. Okay. Like when sliding off the table. This one wants to come out. I'll get one more of these. Can you please have one more of these for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. Divine intervention. And this one too just slid out of the deck. Serendipity, catalyst, and karma. Okay, so this has been a catalyst for you to come into this serendipitous place where you can trust the divine wisdom that you're receiving, the intuitive notions that you're getting. This has been a catalyst for your growth. Something about music. Maybe you're trying to be a singer, right? We have sing, soul, sing praise, performance, right? That's very powerful. There's like this energy of like connecting with music is going to help you. Maybe that's it. Maybe you just need to start singing. Nobody's perfect at singing the first go around. There's no reason to put yourself in that place of being perfect, right? Just do it for the fun of it. Dance. Do it for the fun of it. Do anything for the fun of it. And I feel like that's why music is coming out. I also feel like Source is going to give you messages through songs. Look at this. We've got 222. Wonders, great transformation, major changes, opportunity, fast-paced forward process. You aren't a victim of circumstance. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. If that weren't the case, life would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you're willing to adapt to this shift. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. And then we have 1515 with intuition. Follow your intuition. Intuition, relating, value, insight, increased perception, love, and monogamy. Follow your gut. It's more than just a feeling. Be real with people and focus on meaningful relationships. Remember, you also must bring value to the table. Treat others with respect or else karma will bite your ASS. 3 is a crowd. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, are people really treating you the same way as this person did? Or is it just the fear of that connection? And really being honest with yourself. You know, finding the truth for yourself and what that means. And then we have 2222 on the bottom. Good vibes, self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. So a lot of 2s coming out here for you, pile number 1. A ton of 2s in your reading. So let's see what will come out through these cards here for you. We've got Leo energy, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. There's something about being loyal to yourself. And that's going to help you bring in this manifestation, finding that self-confidence again, creativity, anything that you can do that's creative where you can mess up, that will help you bring in that manifestation even faster. We have the dusty pink dragon from Andromeda. It says, prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Teach others with its flame. And look, we have the music notes. Oh my gosh. So maybe you're trying to be a musician or get into music. This is definitely for those of you. This is a green light for those of you that is the case. We have universal wisdom. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. Exactly. It's been telling you this whole time, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for signs. I'm here for you. Okay, we've got addiction, drug, alcohol, obsession, and toxic attachments. So sometimes we are addicted to toxic people in our lives and not realizing it. We can let that go. We can free ourselves from that. Rest, pause, journey, new beginning. And didn't I say earlier, like, it's okay for you to rest and assess the situation before moving on? And that's what they're saying here. This transformation offers you a new beginning, and it's okay to rest. And I feel like you need the rest, pile one, because I do feel like you're on the edge of burnout, or you've just been constantly working through burnout, which is never a good thing. Your body's definitely taking a toll here, and it's okay for you to rest. It's safe for you to rest, okay? We have mystery, unknown, puzzle, illusion, and confusion. Are confusing. So there's been a lot of mystery in life too. Things that have left you confused. Things that have left you like, I don't know. I don't want to move on because I don't know what's happening. Also getting caught up in the illusion, right? But when you find peace, things will fall into place. Okay? So let's take a look and see what your archetype card is. I'm going to read this out of the book. We've got Aletheia. Look at this. This is like the shadow and the light and the shadow, right? This is like a mirrored situation here. Okay. This is interesting. We have this little orange gem here, the sacral chakra, and then we have this purple gem over here, which is like the crown chakra. So it's like finding that connection between the two again so the energy can run freely, right? That is the manifestation chain, is when our chakras come into alignment. We bring that manifestation from an idea down to the physical realm. That is the manifestation current. Let's see. This is going to be 77. And you got the 77 card, which is fitting. A lot of repeat numbers here. Okay. This is one of the last cards in the deck. And it's the second to last card. So Aletheia is truth. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practice seeing the truth as a vibration. And the other side here, it says, Picasso said, we all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize the truth. At least that truth, the truth that is given to us to understand. That's very powerful. So again, this idea of art, doing things that aren't perfect. Our soul recognizes the truth when someone speaks it. A cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It is an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your own vital energy. Didn't I say something about bringing back the vitality? Wow. Health and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. And we've been talking about that this whole time. Thank you, Source, so much for this. We have when light, clarity, revelation, and disclosure. It says when in dark, it's distortion, gaslighting, and excuses. To go deeper, connect with the goddess Ma'at and Veritas. Oh, that's a very powerful, powerful energy coming in for you, pile number one. So this is a very deep reading. It was a very powerful reading. I absolutely love this for you, though, because you are so capable of doing this, and I see you winning. Okay? So if you felt like this was your reading, leave a little music note. I'll let you choose which one down below and say, I choose to let my heart sing, knowing that I'm free to make mistakes and I'm free to fly. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me. If you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, I want to take a quick second to thank your guide, your angel source, your messenger source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful seashell, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what is blocking your manifestations. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is blocking pile number 2's manifestation source. What would you like to tell us? What is blocking pile number 2's manifestation? What messages would you like to give to us today, source? Okay, so we've got, interesting, this is the 4th house. We've got Neptune and Cancer energy. Family roots have been coming up in the reading, huh? So with the 4th house, we do see codependent relationships coming forth, the mother wound, inner child wounds, illusions that have been seemingly so real that it's hard to get away from them. It's like this feeling of seeing is believing, and what I believe I don't see. So how can I believe in what I don't see in? But believing is seeing, and seeing isn't believing. But that's what it feels like here, is that for so long you could only trust what you see with your 2 eyes and see and feel and touch with your senses. That it's like, how can I believe in something if I can't see it? If I can't experience it right now, then how is it ever to come? And it's showing that the illusions have been far outweighing the ideas of manifestation. It's like, I want to believe that I can manifest my life. I want to believe that I can create what I want in my life. I want to believe that I can, at the drop of a hat, create, abundance and wealth and all these things. But how? And getting so stuck in the how here, because before in your life, it's like, I've asked for things since I was a child, or I've dealt with people who I've had codependent relationships with, and all I want is someone in my life that loves me and cares about me and wants me to succeed, and yet I've never manifested that. And so there's a lot of doubt that's coming through for you, pile number 2. There's a lot of mistrust in the situation, as well as mistrust in people around you. And it does feel like it's easier to turn to things that are in the physical world for soothing. So this could be social media, games, drugs, liquor, sex, physical connection. This could be just settling for whatever comes in. There's any type of things that we can turn to self-soothe, but actually not nurture ourselves the way that we need to. And that's what it feels like here, is that there's a lot of turning to things that numb us in order to face those difficult situations, when in reality we're just internalizing them even further. And I do feel like there's some sort of passive aggressive energy that's underlying it, that where it's like you're recognizing these patterns that are coming up as well, and then you're berating yourself because of it. It's like, like I watched way too much TV last night. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? Like, why can't I just go to bed at a normal hour? And then it just starts to spiral out of control. And because you're beating yourself up, it goes back into these these energies are just really growing and growing and growing instead of getting lesser. It's like because your focus is on what actions you're doing that you don't want to take instead of focusing on the things that you are doing that are helping. It's like, did you get up and do your normal routine this morning? That's a good thing, right? Focus on that. Even if it's as simple as every day I brush my teeth. Right? Like, I know that's sometimes really difficult, but just saying, like, I brush my teeth, and that's a good thing. That's something I did today that's helping me out, because it is, right? It's like picking one thing and then letting yourself say, okay, so what's one other thing that I can add to brushing my teeth? I can wash my face every night before I go to bed. Okay, like that I can do. And so you start washing your face and wait a while before you add on something else. But this is getting yourself out of the habit of berating yourself and following back to that passive aggressive energy that came from codependent relationships. And I feel like those codependent relationships, you could be the empath and you very much connected with narcissistic, manipulative individuals. And it was very difficult for you. And that's, understandable here. We're not trying to invalidate that. We absolutely are trying to validate that for you, but you have to validate that for yourself as well and understand. It's like you can ask everybody in the world to say, oh yeah, that was a very difficult situation that you went through, but if you don't say that for yourself, you hear that popping, that someone driving by? Yeah, if you don't say that for yourself, it doesn't matter. 1,000,000 people could tell you and it won't be enough. Because you don't believe it yourself. Or there'll be one person who comes in and says, no, you're absolutely crazy. It wasn't that bad or whatever. And that's going to be the only thing that you focus on is the negative. And so there's something here about really changing where you have your focus at. And that's what's been blocking your manifestation, is because you're staying in this, I feel like limbo. Like that's what it feels like, this place of limbo where things are just kind of meh all the time. Okay. Angel. No. Hold on just a second. I know it's a sign, but also she will go crazy if I don't do something. So hold on just a second. Yeah, I feel like it's just been kind of this energy that's gotten out of control, but it's also a product of, like we're trying to learn how to reparent ourselves from situations. So if you had a parent who was really, really harsh on you growing up, or who was very passive aggressive, like, never actually confronted you about everything, but maybe gave you the silent treatment, or suddenly started yelling at you for no reason or whatever, these very passive aggressive things that people will do when they're not healed. It's like that then became the inner voice of you, was that passive aggressive parent. And so it's like relearning to parent ourselves means that we have to tell that voice enough. Enough is enough. Like, you don't get to rule me anymore. You don't get to tell me what's right or wrong, because we tried it your way for so long and it obviously hasn't worked out. So I'm going to try something new this time. And when it comes in and it says, no, you won't. You never do. Like, you always say you're going to try something new, and then you just end up never trying to do something new anyway. So I'll just be here waiting for you. You say, enough. I'm done. I don't want to hear you. Right? You tell it, because your power of will is so much more than that inner voice. But if you keep giving into that inner voice, you'll never see the true power that you have. So, wow, we've got the Queen of Coins on the bottom talking about an overbearing mother. Someone who's very vicious. Someone who didn't care if they stepped on your toes. Someone who didn't care how you saw them, but cared how everybody else saw them. Right? This is like the physical manifestation of not being able to connect with what you desire because of not feeling like you deserve it. Because your whole life, you've always had these people in your life that have put you down. very resistant to change, right? I'm only going to do what I know how to do. I'm looking at things from a very material perspective. And didn't I say that too when I was getting this energy? It's like, oh, I can only believe what I see. That's only looking at things from this material perspective. The Queen of Coins is actually a very intuitive creature. Like, she's a very intuitive queen. Like, maybe she's not the Queen of Cups, but she still listens to her intuition. She's still open to receiving. She flows with life. She's also a very slow moving queen, takes her time, and she is capable of building wealth based on taking her time, because she knows that the outcome is rooted in the amount of time that she takes to nurture and care for herself. It's okay for her to take time. There's no rush here. We're not trying to be the Queen of Wands and rush to the end, right? We're not trying to be that fiery energy. We're really trying to be that slow, nurturing energy that is the earth. It takes a long time for an oak to grow from a seed. But there's like this impatience that everything has to happen right away. If it doesn't happen at the drop of a hat, then I must be wrong. And all these other situations in my life must be right because that's all that I see. And they're saying, no, that's not the case at all, right? There's been a lot of people who've interfered in your situations. Wow, we've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. A lot of water energy here. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio coming through here. You could have Scorpio highly aspect in your chart. Capricorn as well. Capricorn and Scorpios go together like bread and butter when they're healed, but they don't when they're not. If somebody's not healed here, someone else is going to feel the extent of that. So you could have the 10th house in Scorpio, the 4th, the 7th, the 5th house in Scorpio or in Capricorn. You could have North Node in Scorpio, North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. This is something that's coming through for you here, but we see this inability to move. This inability to move because of a lack of boundaries, because of a lack of being able to protect yourself from your emotions, which then in turn puts you in a position where you can't protect yourself in the physical because your emotions are getting the best of you. And when your emotions get the best of you, you kind of get stuck in this whirlwind of whatever the situation brings. And so this, we see he's swinging the scythe towards the Seven of Cups energy in reverse here, which says it's like, this is a thing that we have to really cut out. It's not even as important as, you know, like this is far more important than the Five of Cups in the reverse. This is something that we really have to focus on here because this is what's leaving us catatonic. This is what's breaking our back. This is what's making us feel like we're carrying the world on our shoulders. This is what's making us relive generational curses. This is what's making us relive consistently inconsistent patterns. Okay. Right? This is something that is creating a lot of dissonance in our lives. And so when you're able to focus on, it's important for me to set boundaries, even with myself. And the Seven of Cups in the reverse is all about being able to tell yourself no, right? Say no to your emotional ego. Say no to that little voice that's been trying to get you to do all those things that you don't want to do. And then sitting with that discomfort. I said no. Okay, so now what do I do? Sit with the discomfort. That's how we grow spiritually. We don't react. This is the thing. When you learn not to react to anything that is pleasurable or painful, you grow spiritually, right? That's how we grow. That's how we expand our consciousness, is sitting with things that are uncomfortable, that are painful, that are really like, I want to get up and run, things that are really stimulating, things that are very exciting. If we choose not to react and just observe ourselves, we begin to learn a lot about who we are and what we've been doing up until now. And so it's what it feels like here. It's like you're unable to set solid emotional boundaries because of these codependent relationships that have been surrounding your entire life, that come from the roots, that come from the home. So mother, father, siblings, caretakers, cousins, whoever's been in your life, around you, your whole life, everybody's been in codependent relationships, right? I don't think there's a whole lot of healed relationships in your family, or it's not something that you saw very often. And that's what we're pointing out here. It's like we're saying, when you let go of that being the truth of life, you begin to open up to a bigger awareness and your ability to actually manifest something different. And this Queen of Coins energy is very heavy here, but we see it's like I'm only focused on what I can see. If I can't see it, then it must not be. But we need to focus more on how we're feeling, because our manifestations are a product of how we feel internally. And if we're not focusing on how we feel internally, then how can we ever manifest what we want in life when it is all about our vibration? And our vibrations are directly connected to our emotional well-being. So here we have you setting that solid boundary with yourself. And in turn, when you're able to set that solid boundary with yourself, you're capable of setting that boundary with others who have no good business being in your business, okay? Your business is your business, not their business. But there are going to be people who want to make your business their business because they're just like that. But that doesn't mean that you have to just go along with it willy-nilly because. Okay, so let's get some oracles. Look, we've got square. I am not surprised this came out at all. We've got a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. Right? We're trying to help you validate. This has been tough. It's been difficult. It's been heavy. It's been a lot to go through. We understand that. And we can appreciate it. But we also recognize just how strong you are. Right? We're trying to give you the key to your freedom, to manifesting what you desire, but to seeing yourself as the jewel as well. We have the silver dragon, which illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. That's what we've been talking about this whole time, is seeing things from a different place, seeing the wider version of life, seeing a bigger picture to life. And on the bottom, look, we have Archangel Gabriel's dragon. Archangel Gabriel is directly connected with the chalice. So he's the emotional angel, if you will. He can absolutely help you reconnect with your emotional well-being. He's also connected with the west side. So if you face the west, and we have brings purification. Archangel Gabriel's dragon brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. Okay, purifying, seeing that you're the diamond in the rough, seeing that you're this beautiful gem, right? I love that confirmation. Okay, we have, let's see what else comes through here for you, pile 2. Wow, thank you. Both of these came out. On the bottom, we have winter solstice, reflection. Yep, reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your internal well-being. You know, when we come into winter, it's a time to slow down. And that's what I was talking about with the Queen of Coins. It's like you're connecting with the earth element. It's time for you to slow down. There's no reason to speed to an end result. Because a journey is a part of the process that we have to begin to embrace. And when we embrace that part of the process, we can understand the value of what it means to take our time. But in this reflection card, we see that it's in the bareness, in our bare, vulnerable state, that we're actually able to see who we are. And when we see who we are, then we can begin to make viable decisions to help ourselves out of these very sticky, rough, difficult situations, such as codependency, such as narcissistic connections, and so on and so forth. Yes, I love this. We have time to heal with the snake spirit, number 55. This is only a completion to this process through healing, but it's also a time of change, and change that's it's very difficult. It's uncomfortable change, right? 5 is all about that uncomfortable change, but it's necessary change to get us to the place of number 6, which is about bringing in balance, harmony, resolution, seeing ourselves with eyes of love, and feeling more free, okay, and content with this life. So there's something about healing, shedding a new skin here, right? We have dolphin spirit on the bottom. This and that are true. And this is so profound to come out in your reading because it's kind of like James Allen. Okay, he's an author. It says, As a Man Thinketh. It's by James Allen. And this really talks about that same type of energy, that whatever you believe to be true becomes your truth. There's no getting away from that. So if you believe that you can only manifest what you see and not what you feel, then that will be your truth. But if you believe that you can manifest what you feel more than what you see, then that also becomes your truth. And that's what Dolphin Spirit is here to say. It's like you are what you believe you are. So let's see. I'm going to get a couple more out here for you. Pile number 2. Okay, thank you. We have Loyalty with Red Crowned Crane. This is interesting. This is a very interesting story. This talks about a woman who is wandering. And she finds this old couple. And this old couple, she's asking them for directions to this town because she's supposed to go and stay with her relatives. And she lost her mother and she lost her father, and she's supposed to go stay with these relatives that she's never met. And so she finds this old couple and she asks them if she can stay the night because it's snowing really badly outside. And they say, of course you can stay. And she's like, I'll cook dinner, I'll clean, I'll take care of you guys. So that way then, I'm not staying here for free. And they're like, yeah, of course you can stay. Like, we don't want you to travel out in the snow by yourself. We want you to be warm and safe. And so she cooks for them and she cleans for them. She ends up staying with them for some time. And after some time, she ends up asking them if it's okay if she can just move in with them, because she's never met her family and she trusts these people that she stayed with. She's been with them for some time now and she doesn't want to start over again. And so she ends up staying with them and she takes care of them and they become like grandparents to her. And it's a really sweet story, right? But sometimes we just need to change our perspective. It's like, it's not always family that's going to get us where we need to go. Right? Sometimes it's letting go of those beliefs, and it is a huge mountain to climb, and it is going through very difficult circumstances, and it is allowing ourselves to transform. And that's at the end when they said that she could stay there. She stayed for the whole winter, and at the end she turned into this red-crowned crane and flew away, and she was happy, and she visited them every winter and she took care of them. And that's the story. It's like this beautiful story of connecting with yourself and realizing it's okay to ask for what you want. Right? Sometimes it's okay to ask for what you desire and what you want from life. You have to believe that you're worthy of getting that. How do you believe that you're worthy of getting that? It's healing this belief that you can only create what you see, or this belief that only hard work is going to get you there, or this belief that only doing the things that my ancestors have done is going to get us there. If we only ever followed those same paths, we would never be living in the future like what we are now. You look outside your door, if our ancestors from 100 years ago could time travel to us today, they would be like, holy Toledo, like, what are you guys living in? We literally hold computers in our hands and we can't live without these things. We're able to talk to each other, seeing each other miles and miles away. We're able to experience any movie that we want at the drop of a hat. Like, we have all these things. We are driving in these cars that go 100 miles an hour. We have all these things that are happening and all these things that we go through. And they would be like, wow. So imagine if all of our ancestors did the same thing that all the ancestors did before them, we would never have grown into who we are now. We would have never had people who took chances. That's what healing is taking a chance on yourself. We have intuition, sixth sense, intuition, and subconscious. So you have an intuitive notion of what it is that you need to do or what it is that you want to do. And this is that green light to go ahead and do it. Okay, so these are coming out. We've got prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. Didn't I just say that it's okay to ask for what you want? This is Source coming in, confirming that message. Well, let's see what else comes out for you, pile 2. All right, Source, what else would you like to come through? Thank you. On the bottom, we have 1122. Major change. Advice, comfort, major change, individuality, independence. Have faith in your skills and talent as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. And again, coming back to that idea that number 5 is a very uncomfortable place of change, but it's necessary change. So we have that major change coming in here, which is another confirmation for that. So let's see what else your cards say here. We have Chiron. Wow. I'm not surprised that Chiron made an appearance in your reading. Not only did you get square, you got Chiron, and we got the snake spirit with time to heal. You have hurt and heal. This is the wounded warrior. This is a part of your Chiron. This is a part of your South Node energy to let go. This is something that's very deeply ingrained in you to let go. It's very uncomfortable to face. But in healing this, which is really just us letting it go, like letting that belief go and saying, I no longer resonate with this belief. I choose to resonate with whatever your new belief is, right? And it's just a process of practice. And through that, you begin to alter your way of being and showing up in your life. But this is a very difficult type of energy coming through with Chiron. It's something that it creates a lot of triggers in our lives, and it creates a lot of discomfort, and it uproots us, and there's a lot of things that fall apart around Chiron, but it's all for the sake of healing it and letting it go. This is like past life trauma that's been carried on and on and on, and it's time for us to stand up and say enough. Enough is enough, right? So yeah, we have island, solitude, coming into this place of solitude to let yourself connect. Connect in the silence. What do you really desire? What is it that your heart wants? And grounding, putting your roots in strong. Yes. Okay. So this is as within, so without, as above, or as below, so above, right? So as within, we're healing what's within so that we can heal what's going on outside of us. But it's so important for us to come into this place of solitude so we can know who we are when no one else is around. And this just takes practice and time. It's not isolation. We're not trying to isolate ourselves from people. We're just trying to reconnect with the core of our energy. Leadership with elephant, number 10. You're meant to lead others. And I feel like you're meant to lead others to help them heal their Chirons as well. Okay? So we've got single, look, independent, isolation, and alone. So again, another confirmation that right now you're being asked to find time to find solitude because it's going to help you heal greatly. Ooh, we've got trash, waste, worthless, and mouse. So I feel like the thing is getting over that worthlessness is been a challenge for you, and that's one of the things that keeps putting you in that place of low vibrational energy and not feeling like you can manifest. And also coming into this, like, I can't really see it, right? I know if I can see it, I can believe it, I can achieve it. So Napoleon Hill tells us, right? But it's like, might be really hard for you to actually visualize something in your mind's eye because you're so used to this very material world. What can I touch, taste, see, feel, and hear? We're all born with intuition. We're all born with imagination. Our intuition gets stronger the more that we allow our imagination to roam, because then our intuition can use different symbols to talk to us. It's also how source works. When that source is talking to us, is through those symbols that we've learned how they resonate for us. Okay, we've got torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, and trouble. This is something that's tormented you for some time. Wow. We have photograph, photo, memory, souvenir, and cards. I feel like it's this memory. Every time the memories come up, it triggers you, making you feel worthless, making you feel isolated. Not like you deserve to heal from this. And you absolutely do deserve to heal from this, okay? Nurture others and also yourself. Wow. This is like a very, very good message from sources. Like just reminding you, you deserve to be cared for. confidence, believe in your worth and your abilities. And we have that like worthless, right? And then this coming up, it's like confidence is everything. And how do we come into a place where we feel confident? It's like I was saying, it's like, what are you doing right now that's leading you down a good path on your journey? Do you wake up and brush your teeth every day? That's something that's good. That helps build your confidence. You're like, yeah, I do that. And it does make me feel good. Brush my hair, or I dress nice, or whatever it is. So it can be so simple. It doesn't have to be so complex. It's like, and then building on that is what helps you begin to see these moments where it's like, oh my gosh, like I really am doing good things for myself. I'm not worthless. I am worth something. Right? So then we have 2020 with self-realization, moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization, manifestation, gateway, taking action. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. It's not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. You may have come from pile number 1. And if you resonated with that, this is just furthering that message. But if you didn't, you don't have to watch pile number 1, but you can absolutely check it out if you felt drawn to it. You're never ever required to watch more than one reading, okay? But it's just interesting because we do have quite a few repeat messages from pile number 1, but there's also a lot of new messages here as well. So definitely a collective thing that's going on right now, that we're facing troubles with our manifestations, very rooted wounds that are coming forth. So let's take a look at your archetype card and see what you got. Wow, we have the seed. Didn't I say at one point, yes, it was on that it takes a long time for the oak to grow from the seed. And we've got the seed here, reconnecting with the earth. Oh my gosh, I love that message for you, pile number 2. This is very, very exciting. Okay, I believe this is 66. What? And it's so weird because pile number 1 got 77. This is just how it's going to be today. I can already feel it. All right, so 66. Here we go. The seed. It says, one of the alchemist's favorite images was the pearl. The irritant over time becomes a treasure. What is your grit? Yeah, so what's the hardships that you're going through? It's turning you into this treasure. The true seed is elusive. If we follow any story toward its origin, it spirals further and further back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit it bears. The beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always beautiful seeds placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents a fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow the imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there's potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You're bumping up against the growth edge, and it's from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. When in light, it's generative, fertile, germinating, and building. When in dark, it's festering, stewing, and dormant. To go deeper, check out James Hillman's Acorn Theory in The Soul's Code. So you're growing right now. There's a lot of growing pains right now, and dealing with these old childhood wounds is a part of that growing pain. And so everything's slowing down so that you can really face these parts of yourself that have tormented you for so long, that have really been a part of your life for so long, that have kept you feeling like you didn't deserve. And it's helping you to come into this place of what you really did truly deserve, or what you really are truly deserving of. And so right now, I feel like this is just a pause on your journey where Source is trying to slow things down so that you can go back to your origin story and see that you are the pearl. And you're meant to be the pearl growing into something magnificent. Okay, so this is what I see here for you, pile number 2. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little white heart emoji down below and say, I am the seed, going back to my origin story so I can become the beautiful oak tree. And if you felt like it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for an reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye, Pile 2. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful seashell, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what is blocking your manifestation. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing these human experiences together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is blocking pile number 3's manifestation source. What would you like to share with us? What is blocking pile number 3's manifestation? What do they need to know? What is blocking pile number 3's manifestation source? Okay, so we've got the 9th house, Libra energy, and Saturn. Tough love, spiritual growth, finding new balance here. It's like you're a little baby fawn walking on your legs for the first time in the spiritual world. It might not feel like that to you, but, you know, Source has been around for a really long time. So to them, yeah, we kind of are little babies, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Like, it's like right now, it's not that your manifestations are getting blocked. I feel like it's just finding comfort in this new era that you've been on. There's been a lot of tough love. There's been a lot of learning lessons here. There's been a lot of things that you've had to let go of with the Saturn energy here. This is a lot of baggage, a lot of blockages, a lot of walls that had to come tumbling down. To be honest, I feel like this is something that you've been really working on. You've been really trying to focus on letting it go and learn about yourself and learn about something new, and really diving into that wisdom and that philosopher's mind and that, you know, spiritual mind as well, and just really understanding those deeper core meanings of what it is to connect with our higher self. And with this Libra energy, it's like finding that newfound balance is like really being harmonious with that energy, where maybe before there was a lot of give and take, or there was a lot of upset, or there was a lot of like, this just doesn't feel comfortable, and I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. I don't know how this is supposed to make sense. Like, just this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you've had a lot of determination. You've had a lot of grit. You've definitely taken that step to moving up on your journey. And so for you, Pile 3, I don't feel like it's as much of a blockage as it is just allowing it to come forth. You've done so much. You've overcome so many things, and now it's just about letting it come in, but not letting your impatience get the best of you. Well, we'll definitely see what the cards have to say too, but this is what it really feels like here. It's just allowing yourself to open up to the truth that you have come a long way, and letting go of the face value of your manifestations as well. That's something that's coming through. Not being so attached, right? Sometimes you just get so attached to the outcome. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, but I need this, or what if I don't succeed? Like, what happens to me? Like, how are people see me, or what does that mean for me? And it's just not being attached to those things, right? It's interesting, as I said, that I shuffled, and the Nameless card came out, as well as the Seven of Coins in the reverse. And that's exactly what it's talking about. It's like changing this idea of how you connect with your manifestations, cutting out this belief that you have to be approved by everyone, or that everyone else, you know, what everyone else thinks is what, you know, you are. Okay, coming into this place of self-love, coming into this place of knowing that you've done the work, you've done what you need to do, and now the rest is up to Source. And sometimes it's hard to give away that trust and that faith fully when it's like our whole lives people have let us down. And we know that Source is not people, right? Source is where we come from. Source is the one that's protecting us and looking out for us. But sometimes it's so scary to have that faith and trust that everything's going to work out when it feels like everyone in our whole lives has let us down. How is this magnificent being supposed to be the one that shows up and gives me everything that I want? And, you know, I don't know. It feels like there's like a difficulty in trusting this process here. But let's see what else comes through. So Source, what is blocking pile number 3's manifestation? Definitely feel a lot different energy with you than the first 2 piles. So, which I am glad. The first 2 piles, it's not like they were hard. It's just there was a lot that came through in regards to personal development. And so for you, I think it's more or less just you've done the personal development, you've done the work, now trusting that the work is going to get you somewhere. Yeah, feeling stuck. Okay. Move this over. See if I can make it fit. All right, let's see what we got on the bottom of the deck. The Ace of Cups. This came out like 3 times while I was shuffling, and now here it is again. This is exactly what I was saying. This is that divine connection with Source. The Ace of Cups is this beautiful, emotional, loving connection that you have with this spiritual realm, and knowing that they're always there for you. It's like you trust that they're always there for you no matter what. But to relinquish and say, I trust that you're going to bring me everything that I need in life is sometimes really hard for us because we don't see it. We can feel it, but when we don't see it, it becomes challenging. Oh, excuse me. So with the Ace of Cups here, that's exactly what we're saying here. It's like Source is just saying, trust that I have your back, right? You see how this looks like a cathedral? Yeah, it just looks like a cathedral. This is like talking about that one with self and church, or one with self and God, one with self and the Creator. And knowing that you don't have to share those emotions with others, because those emotions, like, they're coming back into self here. This is like filling up your own cup continuously, being filled up by Source energy. And then we have the Empress in the reverse. But we as humans, we tend to be very impulsive beings. And so that's what it feels like. Just this very impatient energy. It's like, oh, I've been doing this for so long. When am I going to see it come to fruition? And it's like Source is saying, like, this is just the illusion. It's just continuing on with the journey. Are you hoping that you're going to reach some sort of destination and then you can just like, and not worry about it anymore? Or are you ready to and prepared to take this journey on as it is? And it's a lifelong journey. And that feels like the question that's coming through with Source right now. It's like, be willing to take the journey as a lifelong journey and just keep showing up, because as you keep showing up, one day you're going to wake up and everything's going to be changed around you. And you already know that this is true, pile number 3, because I feel like you've already experienced this many times. And so it can be frustrating, but I feel like also it's freeing for you, because it's just like, well, yeah, I have. So I know that's what I need to do now. So there's nothing really blocking you except for a mindset thinking that you're stuck. Right? This is being hemmed in by outside circumstances, or being stuck by peer pressure, being stuck by people around you. Like, when is this going to happen? I thought you said this was going to be done by now. I thought this, I thought that. Like, worrying about other people. Yeah. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse and the Fool in the reverse. There are some people that are trying to make you question the journey that you've been on, and it's making you question the journey that you've been on. Like, it's like they don't understand where you're going. They don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand the process of it. They can't see it. Because they can't see it, it's easy to cast that doubt onto you. And then it's like suddenly, oh my gosh, like, I've been through so much. Like, I believe in it. But now I'm starting to doubt it too because it's taking so long. And so I feel like Source is just reminding you, like, the only way for you to come back into alignment is just to fall back into self-love. Keep falling back into self-love. Keep falling back into self-love. Like, every time something like this comes up, keep falling back into self-love. That's how you're going to save yourself from this situation. We see that it's something that's very mental, right? Bothering people's minds, bothering where people are. There's someone here with nefarious means. They want to try to get you to step up off your path. They want to try and control where you're going. They're misguided. This is someone who's conceited. They think they know life better than you do. Okay, it could be a group of people too. It could be a job, a boss, a situation, circumstance, coworker, friends, family, anybody. Okay, they think that they know how to live your life, pile 3, better than you do, and that's so silly because they probably don't even have a clue on how to live their life. So, you know, sometimes we just have to laugh at the silliness of people because it's just silly. It's just so silly. You really think that you can live my life better than I can? Okay. But that's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. It's not. So whether you believe in me or not, I'm still going to keep going down this path because this is what I was guided to. This is what Source and I have talked about. This is what we've built together. This is where we've gone together without so much as another person here. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of doubt that's coming through here. A lot of impulsive behavior. Like, sometimes I'm afraid to do anything because I don't know what the outcome is. And I'm very protective of this journey that I'm on. And we see here, it's like the main thing that's really weighing on you from celebrating, from growing into this emotional place of stability here and just knowing and having that faith, is there's a lot of doubt. I'm taking a step forward, taking 5 steps back. But are you really? That's why I keep hearing, is that the reality of the situation? Or are you just slowly moving forward? And sometimes it's so slow that it seems like nothing's happening. Right? And that's what it really feels like here. And so it's just like the mind is playing tricks because there's someone here in your energy that's also playing tricks on you. And this person, they just don't know. Like, they just don't understand what's going on. This is definitely someone in your surroundings with the Fool in the reverse and the 4 of Swords in the reverse. This is someone that's in your surroundings. And this is someone who's just not seeing clearly, right? They just don't have the capacity in themselves to see your journey. This could be someone who isn't very spiritual, and you're very spiritual, and they don't know how to see your journey because how could someone that's not spiritual see someone that is spiritual, their journey, right? That's like asking someone who's incredibly spiritual to see someone who has never believed in anything's journey, right? Like, it just doesn't work out. And so sometimes I do feel like you do have a tendency to go back and forth and you get a little restless. And that might make you feel like you're getting lost. And they're saying, no, you're not lost. You're doing what you need to do. Just keep going. Keep moving forward. That's why I keep feeling this feeling of, oh my gosh, like, are you ready to take on this journey? It's a lifelong journey. It's not a destination. And I feel like right now you're feeling like your manifestation is the destination. And Source is saying, like, no, that's just a part of the journey. Right? It feels like you're lacking any motivation to break through these limiting beliefs or these limiting situations. There's a lot of trying to force these misguided views onto you from someone else and losing touch with the ground. And I feel like you're losing touch with yourself when other people are trying to make you see their reason. And also because you're trying to make them see where you're coming from. It's just a lot of back and forth and a lot of wasted energy that's not serving you at all. And so this is what Source is saying, like, come back to self-love. You know self-love well, pile 3. So keep coming back to self-love. Don't worry about everyone else because they're only going to see it when it happens. That's it. And even when it happens, they still might doubt that it came the way that it came. And that's okay. It's not for them because it's your journey. Period. It's your journey. Let's see what else comes through for you here. A very strong message here. does feel like there's someone in your energy though, and I feel like you can't really just let them go or like walk away from them right now. There's something that's keeping you tied to this person for the time being, and that's a part of the journey, because I feel like it's very important for you to embrace self-love. It's not that your manifestations are blocked, it's just right now you're coming into a time of receptivity through that self-love. And that could make it seem like it's blocked, right? But it's really not. It's just the process of. We have mutable, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change with Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Yeah. So definitely some kind of change is on its way. It's just a process here. Right? And sometimes we're just so impatient, and it's okay. It's okay to be impatient, you know, like that's just a part of being human. Like everything that we have is at our fingertips, and it comes so fast. It's like, so when we're making these big manifestations and they take a long time, it's scary because it's like we really have to trust in the unknown, and that's scary to us, but it's worth it. Right? We have Archangel Gabriel's dragon, brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension, bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. Okay, so self-discipline, self-love is a part of that self-discipline. So just keep going. This is going to be a lifelong discipline. We have the Omega dragon. This came out so many times when I was shuffling before I started your pile. I love to see that it's here again. There's something that's growing here. We've harnessed the divine feminine power of creation, intention, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. So keep holding that intention in your mind and keep working towards it. It's not that you're blocked. It's not anything. It's just, this is a massive manifestation, and you might be like, but it's not that big. But it could be big because you're letting go of limiting beliefs, and you're letting go of family curses, and you're letting go of these ideas that have been holding you back. So in a way, it is much bigger than we might think, because we're not recognizing all the things that have been attached to even manifesting this, that we had to relinquish control over during the journey. And that's what it feels like here. Ebb and flow. Yeah. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Let go and flow. Float. Just float. Right now, just float. That's what it feels like. Just float. Just keep doing what you're doing and float. Things will work out. The hardships here will pass as well. Just float. Just be you and float. You're doing an amazing job. All right, what do we got? We've got time for beginner mind with the porcupine spirit, 48. Changing your perspective. Yes, time for beginner mind. Just look at yourself as a beginner. Even though you could be a master, that's all right. Just keep showing up as a beginner. Every day you're learning something new. Every day you're getting a chance to develop some new skill. You're getting a chance to observe a new way of being. Hey, and I think this is so weird in my candle. I don't know if you can see that just a little bit. There's that shadow right there. That is, oh, look at that. It's bubbling. There's literally an air bubble in the wax, and it's bubbling up because it's finally gotten down, and now it's shrinking. Now that I pointed it out, now it's shrinking. But yeah, I hope you saw that bubble. Right when I touched it, it bubbled up. There's another little bubble stuck right there. Yep, there it goes. I don't know if I can make it go. Nope, it's just going when it's going. But that was so weird. I was drawn to that right now. It's like you're filling in the gaps. That's what they're saying. You're filling in the gaps. Right? Just let the bubbles out. And the bubbles are all those things that aren't serving us, right? Like that's all that stuff that is keeping us in our thoughts and keeping us stuck and keeping us feeling lack and suffering. It's that bubble. It's so weird. I didn't even see that this whole time. I didn't even notice that was in there, this candle. That's the first thing I've seen, or first time I've ever seen anything like that before. And it's on your reading, of course. Yeah, happiness. Right? Again, birthing something into existence. This is taking time. There's a gestation period here. So you're not blocked. It's just in a period of gestation. This is happiness, you know? This is something that you're going to be so glad is going on. It's like, I feel like even right now, like you might not be happy about the situation as it is, but there's going to be a point in time when you're going to look back and you're like, wow, I'm so glad that I had that time. Even though I thought it was so difficult, like I'm so glad that I had that time because I didn't realize how necessary it was. Right? So things might not be as fast as you want them to be, but they're where they need to be. Okay. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, independent, free, lead, and initiative. So you are coming into this place of being a leader. I feel like the reason being is because things are slow right now. And I feel like when they speed up, they're going to really speed up for you, pile 3. And it's going to, yeah, it's going to be like, I wish I just had some time. And so they're saying, just enjoy it right now. Just, you're in this for the long haul. There's no end outcome here. Just trust that everything's happening as it's supposed to. Hope. Hope is the beam of light in the darkness. Maintain your hope. Hope, even when it is small, is no meager thing. 1616, we have recovery. Look at that. Mercy, diplomacy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, and renewal. It is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct. But it is also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. Yes, so things are definitely changing, but I do, like, you're in this place of recovery, and it might not feel like recovery, but you are. Look at that. We've got 1010 on the bottom. Soul mission, independent soul mission, alone time, learning, healing, aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need time to think things over and consider your options. At this time, you must rely solely on yourself. You might not believe it, but you're headed in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. Ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. Oh my gosh, I love this. All right, so we've got Mercury coming out here with think, learn, network, and communicate. Also showing this has to do with our thoughts. The thinking and the way that we communicate with others is what's been holding you back this whole time. Is also something that you've been healing and focusing on greatly during this journey. Music, harmony. You may have resonated with one of the other piles. And as always, if you've watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below. It's the Purple Heart Club. I know what that's for, and just say I made it. I truly appreciate those of you that do. We have this music and harmony. It's like bringing harmony back into your life. So it's like, even though things might seem difficult, it's like you're bringing a sense of harmony and balance back into your life. Like, we've got Turkey Spirit, and Thanksgiving is this week. We've got Give with Gratitude and Grace. Number 61. 16, 16, and 61. Wow. Mirroring numbers right there. I love that. Oh my goodness. Yep, definitely you might resonate with another pile. We've got Stability and Sea Turtle here with number 8. Taking care. It's like, this is definitely a time of rest and recovery for you. It might not feel like it, but it is. Like, there's a reason things have slowed down. There's a reason that you're taking time to get to where you're going. Like, I feel like when things speed up, you're going to wish for time for yourself, time to slow down. But it's like focusing on self-love and building a strong relationship with yourself is going to help you in the future when things speed up, where you're going to be able to say no and set solid boundaries against things that might be always pulling you in different directions. You're going to be like, this is just not working for me. I need my space right now. And it's going to be a powerful thing for you. So we've got addiction coming out, drug, alcohol, obsession, and toxic attachments. So you're letting go of toxic attachments, any kind of addiction that you might have. Ooh, we have I am sorry. Sorry, the unspoken apology and eternal regret. So there's someone here that has regret and the unspoken apology, and they're coming forth and saying, I'm sorry. I did hear that you know who this is. And whether you accept it or not, that's totally up to you, but it is just someone wanting to come in and say, I'm sorry. So random. Yeah, uninvited guest, surprise, accident, big change, and moment of decision. So there's definitely a big change that's coming here. I think there's just you making a decision on how you want life to go for yourself, okay? And divine intervention, serendipity, catalyst, and karma. Yeah, so source is helping you right now to find some peace because you've been letting go of so much karma. You've been letting go of so many things. You've had this catalyst for growth. I feel like people who have helped you grow, people who've put you through things that have helped you grow. This person coming in could have been an uninvited guest and is someone who might be an addict. Okay, that is a story here. And then we've got strength. Your inner strength is boundless. Unleash it. Yes. You're so strong. And I feel like that's such a beautiful reminder for you. Pile number 3 is just, you're an incredible person. You've done an incredible job. And I know it's frustrating that maybe your manifestations haven't come to fruition just yet, but you have to make space, right? Just like the bubble that we saw right here. It's like making that space so that they can fill it in with what you're meant to have. And that's what this process is right now. You're making tons of space. And I feel like it's going to be like a windfall of blessings that come into your life when they do come. So let's take a look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. We have the Castle with 63. Interesting. I don't think this card has ever come out before. 63. 63. Wait. No, I think that's actually 43. My bad. XL. Yeah, that's 40. Okay, my bad. 43. Okay, this is an eye right here. Closed with these jewels on it. It's like sleeping. Beauty rest. That's what I get from that. Beauty rest. With the rose here. That's what it feels like. Healing of the heart. Seeing you as this beautiful person. Seeing you as this person that's deserving of taking space for yourself. Okay, so this says, if this card appears, oh, okay, we didn't get the king or the queen or the maiden. It says, know that you've entered into a long-standing family dynamics that include property and power. Okay, so healing family dynamics. And it says, notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there is a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. Okay, so connecting with others can be very powerful for you at this time. We have the palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It is no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick and cold and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home or position that project the image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. Wow. Okay, so again, this feeling of being lulled right now, it's like a pause, though. That's really what it feels like. It says, when light, visiting your throne of power, and when dark, stuckness, depression, spells, and wall. Go deeper with Rachel Whitered's House, Peter Bruegel's The Tower of Babe. Yeah, so it's just like a pause at this time. It's like there's a pause because you're gathering strength to move on from something here. And it's interesting because we got 16, 16, 61, and then with 43, those are all sevens, right? 7, 7, 7, 7. And so that might mean something to you. You might be born on the 7th month, on the 7th day, the year 77. Okay, you could be born 7/7/77. That is a very synchronistic, very specific message. Okay, but we see here there's this energy that's coming through that is all about luck if you change what you're doing, but you've changed what you're doing, and so now it's about letting yourself integrate those messages, that energy, and let yourself find balance in taking care of yourself. That stability and harmony and strength that come within. Unleash your strength. Know that you're not stuck. You're in a period of slowness to let yourself come back to this place of divine self-love, okay? So this is what I see for you here. If you feel like this is your message, leave the little crown emoji down below and say, I choose to connect with Source, Spirit, God, whatever you believe in, knowing that this connection I have is what brings me everything I've ever desired. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.